here we go with Tiger Woods and all the drama around him. I tell you what, Lee, in all the YouTube's videos we're doing in the comments, there's a lot of Tiger fans that have a lot to say.
A lot of anti-Hacksaw fans right now, too, which is okay. I said a week ago that Tiger needed to consider leaving the Pro Golf Tour. I also made the comment that I was agonized over watching him limp, the inability to play, the fact that he was 22 shots behind the leader when he pulled out of the Masters at Augusta. And I didn't want this to become a pity party. And a lot of people got really upset that I said all that. I also made the comment that this is one of the richest athletes of all time who has access to the best medical help possible. And I said, Tiger needs to step away from pro golf, consider retirement. If he needs surgery, go get surgery. I can't imagine the level of pain that he's trying to live through. And this is somebody who's already come through an addiction to painkillers in addition to all the other stuff that he got himself involved in with his wife and his mistresses off the course. I can't imagine the pain level of trying to live through that with the fear I can't get addicted to oxycodone again. He had in New York on Wednesday surgery, fusion surgery on bones by his ankle. This is the aftermath of the shattering of his right leg in that horrific 85-mile-an-hour rollover crash out here in California a year ago. They have fused bones that go from the heel to the foot, controls foot movement. He had severe arthritis, the aftermath of obviously the first group of surgery when they saved the leg. At one point, there was fear they might have to amputate because of blood flow issues. So he's had fusion surgery. They say 3 months rehab. That means 3 months, no golf at all. 3 months doing the rehab, learning to walk again, hoping he gets strengthened again. It could be 6 months before we find out whether or not he wants to play or can practice, etc. So, I mean, his life has obviously taken a terrible downturn physically, because these are now not just golf-related injuries. This is an auto accident. It was a horrible situation on top of everything else he's done to his own personal life. So I still think he should retire. I think this will be a long road back for him, but he's gone through so many rehabs now with so many surgeries, leg and back. Tough chore. He gave us an awful lot of thrills. I just hate to see it end this way.
Well, I think it's kind of like, we can rebuild him like Steve Austin, the $6 million man, right? So, he is so linked to golf. It's such his identity. It'd be awful for him to go out the way he's playing now. So I'd imagine for his ego, for his legacy, he wants to come back healthy, win a few tournaments, and then kind of go out on top. But I don't know if that's even in the cards.
I don't think it is, just because of the wear and tear factor, and you have to practice and you have to walk 18, and his body has fallen apart because of the injuries. What's wrong with him retiring and becoming a network analyst? Could you see him in the tower talking golf?
For sure.
Could you see him on the set? I mean, everybody else has got analysts in the studio. Why not Tiger Woods? Wouldn't that be a win-win for the Golf Channel and CBS?
He'd be like Tony Romo of golf.
Exactly. But will his competitive zest allow him to step away? I don't want to see him limping on the course. When we saw him at the Masters, when he was coming off after the rainstorm second round, he looked like an old man on a side street that could not walk. That's not the Tiger Woods we want to have a snapshot of going into retirement. Retire, become a TV analyst, win-win for everybody.
Any chance he plays this year again?
No, I don't think so, because if he cannot do anything athletically related for 3 months. And if he's going to be away from it, that means it's going to be another 3 months before actually can practice or practices. And can he walk? Can he do 18? So I think it's far-fetched. And, he's getting close to age 50 with all these physical maladies. So I'd like to see him on my TV rather than trying to limp on a golf course and see if he could make the cut.
Okay. Well, we got to get a new wave of golfers in here to kind of take over the sport as well. But I kind of like the idea of Tiger as an analyst, especially since he has that rapport with all the golfers on the tour. I mean, he'd be able to have some really good interview moments.
I concur. And I think there's an analytical thing that we have never, ever really heard from Tiger. I think three of the greatest analysts of our time on television right now, Tony Romo, you mentioned, obviously. I think he's a deep thinker and he's a fun guy. I think John Smoltz.
Oh,
I just learned so much from John Smoltz on the national broadcast and even in the World Series. And I think Tiger could bring the same thing to PGA golf. I don't know. Golf fans agree, disagree, fire away, because you took a lot of shots at me last week. Okay, let's go. Fan